let's talk about this because we've mentioned a couple times, and Colby, you kind of dangled in it for a minute there, but the Vegas Colorado series game 1, we see Robin Lehner in net. Pete DeBoer makes the decision to sit Marc-Andre Fleury, who the hot hand he's been riding. Now, I understand, maybe give him a little bit of rest. Maybe that's the argument there. But, I mean, did you agree with this decision to let Robin Lehner start game 1 of round 2 after about a 3-week layoff, not having played?
You want me to answer this?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know. I was like amazed at it. I was like kind of shaking my head at why they would do this. And as the game ran away, like Fleury was not coming in. So it's clear they were like, hey, Leonard, you're going to take this one for the team kind of thing.
Take it on the chin. Yeah.
Yeah. And they just kind of let him sit in there with this Colorado team sitting for a bunch of days of rest and waiting for them. And, maybe that was kind of in the back of the team's mind all along, but I don't know. I just feel like it's the playoffs and Leonard's no slouch. Like, don't get me wrong. He's a good goaltender, but it's like, Fleury's your guy. The team loves this guy. The team's playing for this guy. He's earned the net. There had been, things in the past with these guys and this team in playoff history that has kind of, was a big deal last year in the bubble. So I kind of just felt like, go with him. If he falters or if the game gets out of hand, pull him, put Leonard in there. He's your backup right now. Put him in there. Let him sit out the night until game 2 after that. But I don't know. I think that was a mistake off the start. We'll see how they rebound, of course, but I didn't like it.
Not much to add. I mean, it was definitely, obviously it's easy for us in hindsight, but I mean, you've got Fleury. He's clearly earned the starting role. I know that they've alternated these guys in the past and Robin Lehner is an A1, but gosh, I mean, especially the way Colorado moves the puck. And they're always doing these seam passes back and forth. And I just felt like you needed the more athletic goaltender in net, and that's Fleury. There was a number of plays in that game where the movement from Lehner couldn't keep up with the passing from Colorado.
Great point.
Great point.
Totally great point. Like the backhand short side one, I thought that should be stopped. And then the second goal was like across the Royal Road pass that you could get across for. And that's what Dom's talking about. Like crazy Cirque du Soleil Fleury coming across and making that save. Like that's what he does.
Yeah, and I'm also concerned for Robin Lehner because you look at him and he gets completely lit up in this game. And, some goals allowed maybe were a little bit questionable. I mean, the guy hadn't played in 3.5 weeks. He is a tremendous goaltender. He's a starting goaltender on probably half the teams in the National Hockey League. But now you think about his confidence going into the situation where they are going to need to go to him as a backup. Because, listen, it's inevitable at some point if this team makes a run for the cup, at some point he's going to have to come back in. And now what have you done to his, his mindset as a starting goaltender? I know they're trained to come into these situations, but that's kind of what I worried about. You bring this goalie in to start game 1 and then you allow him to get shelled and now he's got to go back and sit on the bench. It's just not a good. How about
this, KT? Not only that, but now you've also disrupted Fleury's rhythm because you took him out for a game. So maybe you went from, having at least one goalie to potentially neither of them at the top of their games. That's all speculative, but
with a high flying Colorado Avalanche team. Good luck. All right, let's get to the cold brew check fueled by Duncan. Again, you guys 2 minutes to answer this. So we know how the Avs dominated the Golden Knights in game 1. Can Vegas make this a series? Colby started off.
No, of course they can. Of course they can. The one thing that concerns me is the goal scoring because Colorado seems to just kind of score whenever they want, but of course they can. I think they're deep, they're quick, they're tenacious team. I think it's going to be a physical series. I'm hoping they can rebound after that game 1 beatdown and kind of get through it. I know we're recording this. We'll see what's left to be said with Ryan Reeves and where he ends up as well. But I think they can make this a series. I truly can in adjusting and how they're going to play this team. Look, their power play is crazy in Colorado. They're going to have to stay out of the box, but they can make life tough for these guys to battle back into this series and make it something and bring it back to the Fortress. It's going to be crazy in the Fortress.
It's crazy. How about you, Dom?
I don't think they can. I think this Colorado team, honestly, I thought St. Louis was not a doormat. Like they're a seasoned veteran team who plays a physical brand of hockey, and the Avs just skated circles around them. And Vegas might be a little bit tired out from that, longer series than they would have liked in the first round. And I just don't see in terms of the matchup. In the playoffs, it's a lot about the matchups, and I don't see a ton of areas where I would give Vegas the edge, except in goal. And that's to me, if they can get Fleury back in there and he can kind of steal a series, that to me is the only way it gets done.
Yeah, that was the Cold Brew Check fueled by Dunkin' this season. Be sure to grab a cold brew for game time, because where there's hockey, there's Dunkin'.